Yo, what's up YouTube? It's Nexxus, and today's video we're going to be talking about the NBA free agency. And I know I don't usually do this kind of stuff, but I'm really trying to branch out from Call of Duty. And I mean, we're still doing Call of Duty every day and, you know, all the time, but I'd also like to branch out to other games and other topics. And today, since I'm a big NBA fan, we're going to be talking about the NBA free agency. Now, so far we have, you know, no one's allowed to sign anybody yet until I believe July 9th or July 7th or something like that. But so far we have a bunch of agreements that have been, well, agreed upon between the players and the teams, and so far I'm just going to give you guys the breakdown of the good, the meh, and the ugly. So the first one, Afflalo, shooting guard for the Knicks. He's actually going over to Sacramento across the country, and he's signing a 2-year deal for $25 million. Now this one is it's kind of a meh. Afflalo only shot 38.2% from beyond the arc, which is 1.3 makes per game. So I mean, it's not like he's the, you know, the say all do all in this league, but you know, he's a good role player. He does what he is paid to do, and at $12.5 million a year, that's, you know, that's a fair price. And then our second one is Ryan Anderson, the power forward for the Pelicans. He's going on to the Rockets, which is a meh to bad because, you know, as a Spurs fan, he racked Manu and gave him like a testicle contusion. So him moving closer to San Antonio with the Rockets, even though he's staying in the same, you know, division, it's not going to be good news for Manu if he has to face him again, and that guy gets, you know, testicle hungry. So this guy's signing a 4-year deal for $80 million, so that's $20 million a year. That's pretty pricey for a Ryan Anderson. So I mean, this is a, you know, it's kind of a bad deal because of how much they're paying him, but he is one of the best three-point shooting bigs in the league, so I guess it's understandable. So next we have Daryl Arthur for the Denver Nuggets. He's re-signing with the Nuggets, 3 years, $23 million. I mean, that's a meh. He's a pretty good defensive player, but, you know, he only averages about 6.7 points and, you know, about 4 rebounds. So, again, he does what he's paid to do, $23 million in 3 years, you know, 7 points, 4 rebounds, not bad. So next we have DJ Augustine, point guard for the Denver Nuggets. He's moving on to the Magic, which is, I mean, DJ Augustine's gone through like 6 teams in the past couple years. You know, the Bobcats, I think he went to the Kings at one point, Nuggets, Magic. I mean, this guy's all over the place, but he's signing 4 years for $29 million. And this is actually a pretty good deal because of how, you know, it's a cheap deal for a player that, you know, it's not like he's the best player in the league. He's a backup point guard type of player who kind of brings this veteran type aspect to the team, so he can really help out the younger players. And I know the Magic are getting a bunch of new players over their team and a lot of experience to their team. So not bad. I'm good with a good deal. And the next player we have is Nick Batum, which he has a 5-year, $120 million deal, which he's one of the Hornets' best players. He deserves $5 year, $120 million contract agreement. He's one of the, you know, he's an elite player in this league, not quite all-star level, but just under. And I think this is a really good deal for the Hornets because they really need someone to play behind Kemba Walker and play alongside Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. So the next deal we have is Jared Bayless, the shooting guard for Milwaukee Bucks. He's moving on to the 76ers, which is, you know, terrible for his career, but I guess good for the 76ers because they really need some depth and some experience on their team. And he's signing 3 years for $27 million. Not a bad deal per se for his price, but a bad deal for himself because he's going on to the 76ers, the worst team in the league. So next we have Kent Bazemore, which is the small forward for the Hawks. He did pretty well in the playoffs against my Celtics. You know, the Celtics, Spurs are my two favorite teams. Celtics followed by the Spurs. You know, just to give you guys backstory. And this guy caused some trouble on the court whenever my Celtics played against him. So he's signing a 4-year, $70 million contract renewal with the Atlanta Hawks. And I mean, this is a pretty good deal. He averaged about 12 points, 5 rebounds, and he was one of the best players in the playoffs that played against the Celtics. So I'm going to say good deal. The next player, Bradley Beal, shooting guard for the Washington Wizards. This is one of my favorite players in the league. He's signing 5 years for $128 million, which is, I believe, a max contract. So, I mean, Beal, he's a really good three-point shooter, and he's about the all-star level. If, you know, he just needs to step it up one more step, and he is probably top 5 shooting guards in the league, if he's not top 5 already. So this is a really good deal for Washington. It's a good think that they can keep that backcourt strong with him and John Wall. And the next player we have is Bismack Biyombo for the Raptors. He's moving on to the Magic. And guys, I'm just going to start going through some of these a little bit quicker because of how many we have. And he's signing with the Magic, 4 years, $72 million. I'm going to say this is a good deal because Bismack really stepped it up. Trevor Booker, Utah Jazz, he's moving on to the Nets, 2 years for $18 million. Bad deal for him, good deal for the Nets. Caron Butler for the Kings. Nobody cares about Caron Butler anymore. He's not. This isn't 2006 Caron Butler. This is 2016 Caron Butler. He's really fallen off as a player. Next, Jordan Clarkson, good deal for the Lakers. He's 4 year, $50 million. Lakers really need to keep up that athleticism and the good players to keep rolling in their team if they want to be successful in the future. Next, we have the Memphis Grizzlies, Mike Conley. He renewed for $153 million for 5 years. That's a really good deal for the Memphis Grizzlies. I was hoping the Spurs could maybe get him, or the Celtics. Celtics not so much, but the Spurs, they need a new starting point guard to replace Tony Parker because he's not doing it for us anymore. Good deal for the Memphis Grizzlies and Mike Conley. Next, we have Matthew Dellavedova from the Cleveland Cavaliers. He's going to the Bucks. 4 years, $38 million. Don't know why he's leaving if they just won a championship, but maybe he wants to be the star of his team, or maybe he wants to start. Next, that's a meh deal. Next, we have Luol Deng to go into the Lakers. That's good for the Lakers because they really need to add, someone good to their team because, most of their players are not anyone good. So it's good to have that experience and that athleticism in Luol Deng. Even though he's fallen off as a player, he's still pretty good. Next, we have DeMar DeRozan, 5 years for approximately $145 million. So this guy's one of the best players in the league, probably the top shooting guard, and he really deserves this contract. I'm glad he's renewing. I would have liked to see him in maybe Boston, but, the Raptors is probably where he's going to be staying for a long time. And next we have Andre Drummond, 5 years, $130 million. That's good for the Pistons. They really need that player because the rest of their team is not very good. Next we have Jared Dudley, which he's going to the Phoenix Suns, 3 years, $30 million. That's a Met deal. Next we have Tim Duncan. He exercises player option for $5.6 million to stay with the Spurs. That's really good for the Spurs because we need his experience and his leadership for these new players coming in, and I'm really glad Tim Duncan decided to stay with us. So next we have Evan Fournier. He has a 5 year, $85 million. A bit of a meh deal. He's okay. He's no one spectacular. I don't know if he deserves a 5 year, $85 million, but, it's Magic. Who cares? Eric Gordon, shooting guard, New Orleans Pelicans. He is going to the Houston Rockets, 4 years, $53 million, and it looks like the Pelicans are losing a lot of their players to a division rival in the Houston Rockets, so that might not be so good for the Pelicans. Next, we have Jeff Green. He's moving to the Magic, 1 year, $15 million. Not bad. I love Jeff Green. Next, Justin Hamilton going to the Brooklyn Nets, and a big one we have is Al Horford going to the Celtics. Awesome. 4 years, $113 million. And it looks like Dwight Howard is signing a 3 year, $70.5 million contract with the Atlanta Hawks. Now, that is terrible for the Hawks because Dwight Howard is a stupid player. He is always, at the bottom of his game nowadays. He was good in 2009 with the Magic, 2010, 2011 with the Magic, but now that he's moved around, he's really not a good player to have on your team. Another big one, Al Jefferson. He signed 3 years, $30 million with the Pacers. It's good for the Pacers. They really needed another big man after Roy Hibbert left and became, garbage. Joe Johnson's going to the Utah Jazz. Never would have expected that, but that's 2 years, $22 million. It looks like Jeremy Lin is signing 3 years, $36 million with the Brooklyn Nets. OJ Mayo has actually been banned from the league for substance abuse. Timothy Mozgov has signed a ridiculous contract, 4 years, $64 million with the Lakers. Joakim Noah, same thing, but with the Knicks. Evan Turner actually left my Celtics to go to the Portland Trailblazers, so that's not good. Looks like Marvin Williams and Hassan Whiteside both renewed their contracts, and I'm really hoping to see something out of Kevin Durant. I don't want him to stay in Oklahoma just because, one, he's still in the Spurs conference, and also, I want something exciting to happen. So, if you guys enjoyed this video, please do leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Peace. And then we also have some Xbox 360 titles that they're bringing back to Xbox One, and these are South Park.